So, today I came out here this morning and I started recognizing what I had been doing for so long. I started calling it molecular meditation a long time ago. Well, I guess not a long time ago, not in the grand scheme of things, but in the space of starting to try and comprehend quantum physics on the objective playing field, has arranged a new series of this particular system's adaptation, this Adina. And this morning I came out here and decided to do some molecular meditation. And I've come to realize that over this last year and a half, I've become quite poor. Poor in the sense that money does not flow through this system for many reasons. There is no blame, as I am in full awareness that I am choosing everything in my life. And one of the things I finally kind of came to understand about this whole oh my gosh, I kind of look like the head of a penis right now. That's mostly unattractive. Maybe I should put the hood back on. You guys feeling uncomfortable about this? Look at that. Seriously? Tell me that's not telling you something. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? I'm kidding. So I came out here and I did this molecular meditation, and when I first moved to the lakeshore, I would spend at least an hour a day by the lake, usually a half an hour in the morning, just kind of reviewing all of the things that I had changed in my life, letting go of certain types of employment, going through activism to just enough of a degree that I recognize that that system is good for its purposes, but to move very quickly through those spaces, teaching others to do those things so that more can arrive at the space after activism. Not after in the sense of before and after, but just this sort of natural evolution of each system, sort of starting from this space of like ultimate confusion and working through doubt and fear and jealousy and anger and all of those things, due to finally understanding something about the self, in a sense, going through figuring out how that self can more fully participate with its experience, and seeing there's really no end. I can really create something crazy here. I can't even close my mouth as a dog because I've got a tooth in it. I'm choking. But if I were to have stayed in any one of those spaces, if I were to have chosen that as my final destination, you know who you are. I need no feedback on Final Destination unless you care to share it. But to see how I had a different way of applying my quantum understanding in each one of those moments. It was blind faith, essentially, in the beginning. It felt right. There was so much available in it for allowing the diversity of all the truths that we've collectively come up with, all these stories that we've come up with to keep the human race But this morning I came out here and I do not have the luxury afforded to me because of this lack of money to just go driving around randomly anymore. For a while, it was, can you live on $12 a day, which was still well beyond my means at the time. But I figured it would at least help the money go slower. And then I reduced it to 5 something a day. I can't remember what that was. To the point where the money was really only being able to be used for gas to get the child to and from where it needed to go, and food to feed this form and the child's form. Had some cash government assistance for a couple months, and had a bridge card for a couple of months, and knowing still that even that had to go. All these systems that were kind of perpetuating certain forms of human development, mind development. I remember when I was in these public assistance systems, the first thing on my mind was, well, why isn't there at least NPR playing in the hallways? Why is there, I mean, I don't really listen to NPR anymore, but that is just a personal choice from having traveled alongside of public radio long enough to get what was required. And it's still a good source to return to for any researching of the lived experience of the planet. It all matters, but when it matters and how it matters varies and changes for each person. If it's not changing, if you've hit a wall, then there needs to be some creativity. So this morning my creativity lent itself to hearing the cars come by on the road in the wetness of last night's rain. These cars zooming by the house on their way to the day. And I looked up and I saw this bald eagle. And I felt, with the sounds of the birds and the sounds of the cars and the sight of this magnificently large bird in contrast to the other birds that flit about around the space, I felt as if I were actually at water's edge, and I had answered my question of money and happiness. Do I really need to be at that place to have this happiness? Yes and no. Yes, because I wouldn't have known that experience to be able to conjure up imagery that would allow me to sit on my deck and feel what that water's edge does to this form. No, because I have this power in this mind, in this head. My eyes are itching, people. But I have the power in this head to choose to see that imagery. I don't know if that wasn't there, that actual lake and actual water and actual bird, and I don't know what a life is like without that. So I couldn't imagine. This goes back to the chicken and the egg thingy. I can't imagine what life would be like without those things to conjure up these thoughts, to seek a particular feeling. But I can tell you this. Every unknown that I've ever gone into has proven itself to be significantly challenging, but also intensely rewarding. So I guess basically what we'll do, just to kind of wrap it up here, since it looks like I've been waxing weirdo for about 10 plus minutes here, Oh shit, I forgot where I was going. Of course I forgot where I was going. Well, clearly we've hit our mark, people. Basically, it boils down to hitting that wall in your own development, whatever that is. If you're feeling a finger pointing out saying, you know, you're the one, you do this to me, you make me feel this way, or your story isn't as true as my story. They look like rabbits. Bunnies. Oh. I'm like a Rorschach. Whoa. What do I look like? Oh yes. Oh yes, people see. Like a fractal happening right here. Can you see me? What else can we? Ooh, am I so scary? Am I so scary? People, I know you want to have fun. I know you want to have fun. I can tell. I can tell because when I do stupid shit, people laugh at that. They like it. It's like the molecules are so excited inside the form that it's hitting these other funny molecules, these other excited molecules, these other loving molecules, and they're reacting to one another. And if we can find out the little tiny space in each douche, 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 douche moment that opens that for us, it just seems like something we might want to give a little try, you know? Just kind of, ooh, that feels good on the back. All right, people, I'm out, man. Thanks for everything you do to really break down that space that you are inhabiting and really take a good look at it, asking it lots of really tough questions, being rigorously self-honest, choosing, adapting, evolving, and for sharing with others, creating dialogue, and evoking conversation that perpetuates the mind and the heart, and a genuine feeling of interconnectedness outside of the emotions. Just a knowledge that we are all, in fact, traveling at the same speed. And each one of us has some picture of our evolution happening in their space, some part of our development as an entire history is in these little tiny subatomic particles, all dispersing themselves. Anyways, alright, cool. I don't know why I keep rambling, but I guess this morning's kind of got me all pumped up, so peace, people.